So I got a comment from Cakeair. Thanks for bringing this up. Who was asking me about the history of the first great thing I ever did, homeless in Denton, and how I met the person I worked with, and also the other shows we did. Here's the deal. That was the greatest time of my life in my 20s. And to everybody who likes homeless in Denton, thank you so much for watching that. Any comments, feedback, I gave my heart and soul to that. I ran away from home and I moved to Denton, Texas. And I followed Kurt Cobain's blueprint. I ran away from home in a small Texas town. We don't want to give them any publicity. But I was reading these books about this band called Nirvana. It was about a guy who came from nothing and somehow made it. And so to me, in my young mind, I said, that's a miracle that somebody could come. He was living on the streets, thrown out of his home, left and right. The same thing that happened to me. So when I read it, I said, well, this is literally happening to me now. So I'm going to follow this blueprint. So whenever it said Kurt Cobain moved from Aberdeen to Olympia, I said, well, I have to move from this small, crappy Texas town to the bigger, crappy Texas town that I moved to. And so that's where I made homeless in Denton. And we also made another show called Put It in Your Mouth. And this is what I want to clear up right now. Put It in Your Mouth LA was not my fault. There was a Kickstarter involved, and I got 1,500 of that to come all the way to LA, uproot my life for $1,500. I did this just because I thought maybe we could make it. We're going to keep going up the ladder. I was the one who was thrown out on the street in the middle of whatever, day, night, whatever. It would just happen so fast. It went from we're cool to all of a sudden I have to go. And I'm not going to get into details about it. There's nothing else to say. Put It in Your Mouth LA was not my fault. You all deserve a refund. I wish I could give it to you. I walked for 2 hours on the streets of LA carrying all my luggage just to get to a bus stop because I still did not have I didn't have what I needed. I was still working on resetting my life and getting cards and crap, so I had to walk all the way to a bank just to get the money to get to it was a nightmare. And I want you all to know right now that homeless in Denton is something that I will always be proud of. But everything else that I did with that person at the time we were doing it, if you guys enjoyed it, whatever. But I will never work with those people again, ever in my life.